art and character designs provided by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Want to be first to have access to early artwork, concept sketches, exclusive art that can't be seen anywhere else? Then support Demon Artie over on her Patreon. Link in description below. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I am your host, Crimson.
And 15 PCA.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord. Link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Star Trek Picard, Episode 8, Broken Pieces. And I guess that's a fitting title because this episode is an effing mess.
It's a jumble mess. Sometimes we had to pause it multiple times to find, okay, what are they talking about? What's going on? It's
so... There's some okay parts, but then this just goes... Can you explain to me what happened in this series that has required 8 hours of content?
I've seen enough for the series required maybe 3 hours of content, maybe half of that.
There's so much. And then they try to interject some comedy with the whole little sit-down scene.
But the gravity of everything's kind of serious, and you're like, why is this comedy here? It doesn't fit. And
then we're starting to get some storyline about what's going on with like why the Romulans are so got such a hard-on for killing the Synths. They literally stole the plot from Mass Effect 3.
Literally, and if you play Mass Effect 3, you know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah,
they're the Reapers.
Yeah.
So, same. In Mass Effect 3... or just Mass Effect in general, once society life reaches a certain point, this entity called the Reapers come in and wipe the universe clean.
And then everything starts back to zero.
Basically, everyone goes back to caveman times. Yeah. Just like the primordial ooze.
Yeah.
So once synthetics get to a certain part, this evil entity comes in, wipes the universe clean.
But who's this entity? We don't know.
Well, they're going to tell us eventually.
I know, but it's ridiculous.
So it's something stronger than the Borg. Yeah. Something stronger than anything. Where's Q? Can he just fix all this?
I know.
Where's the temporal police?
None of this. That doesn't make any sense.
Where are they? Because that's the thing.
And apparently, I don't know. Apparently Romulans know this, and I'm like, they select Romulans know this, and they didn't forget to tell anyone. No. I mean, it's so bizarre. It's so.
And they've known this for thousands of years.
Yes.
Thousands of years they've known this.
So dumb.
And they didn't tell anybody.
No. Guys, why prepare for that?
Can I ask you a question? Anyone out there in the comments, give me one good, real reason why the Klingons don't just come in and wipe the rest of the Romulans off the face of the Earth.
They either join the Federation...
The Earth out of the galaxy.
Yeah. They would join the Federation, the Klingons would take over their territory.
Yeah.
And enslave the Romulans.
Because if they try to stay independent, the Klingons come in and just wipe them. There'd be no more Romulans.
There is no option 3 here. There is none.
Didn't that happen in like books and stuff? Isn't that exactly what happened?
That's what happened in the last episode of Next Generation. Because when Q was making all those different timelines and he was older Picard, the Klingons did take over Romulus. And there was no more neutral zone because the Klingons control it now.
So, whatever. Can anyone in the comments give me a really good, real reason why Klingons in this aren't doing anything?
No.
Oh, that treaty that they just keep bringing up that doesn't solve the problem because the Klingons wouldn't give two flying Fs about a treaty.
Because they know exactly what would happen if the floaters on the shoe, Romulans would have took over them. That's just how it would be. It's just stupid.
See, this is where you would get a good scene where Worf, being like High Chancellor or whatever, would let that not happen. Give us something.
But we don't know that.
We don't know that.
No.
Nothing.
His voice, I don't care, something.
Whatever. So we open up with some pretty cool looking nebula space things.
And it's from the first episode. I didn't remember.
Yeah, I remember when it first opened up. I don't know if it's the exact, but it's similar. Yeah. And 14 years ago...
Enough of the flashbacks.
Oh my God. Oh God.
14 years ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't care anymore. 5 hours ago. Okay.
So, our foremothers. Oh God. Here we go. Our foremothers. Oh God.
Oh, it was awful. It was beyond awful.
So these sacred coven of witches. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So remember that lady that was crazy on the cube? She's there. The redhead. Because redheaded Romulans. That's the thing.
Oh, I know. I never did. Oh,
and it's like curly.
The thing is, they have all the moppy hair. That's the Romulans.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't...
It's kind of like the Beatles. And same with Vulcans. That's what they have. They don't have red hair.
God, we're 1 minute in. Oh my God, we're 1 minute in.
Oh gosh, it's
so there's this portal that's a future thing where if you touch it, it shows you the future and it makes you go crazy.
And what's the point of them all wearing black? What's
like I said, it's a witch's coven.
Yeah, like exactly the Illuminati crap. What the hell is this?
So the lady's explaining the history, and it's that commandant lady minus the sunglasses. I'm disappointed. Where she's like, for thousands of years we've been brought to this point to learn that we can't allow this future to happen. So this thing can tell the future, or it tells the past of what happened before.
Well, they'd be in the far past.
Yeah. So some ancient alien race made synthetics and it ruined everything.
It's funny because when they do some of the flashbacks, it did one of the kids looked like a robot, looked like Ultraman. It kind of did. Like, what is this?
Or it looked like the robot from iRobot. Remember
Yeah,
Will
it's some
Smith?
weird generic looking robot thing.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah. What?
So when you see this future, and again, the Reapers, I'm assuming it's similar to them. They're going to come in and kill everything. Mm-hmm. So this
everyone starts going crazy.
Yeah, this future's so crazy. People shoot themselves, get rocks, bash their own brains, and I'm not going to show it because it's gruesome and gross. The one lady literally starts ripping her face off. It's Trek. Where are you? Hello? Where have you gone?
And the thing is, we still don't know if this is their future or the past. They really don't explain it.
It was the past of those people, but how could they record something if they were all wiped out?
Yeah. Why can't I say this is a psychic energy link that can tell us what could happen?
Yeah, because
give us some kind of.
Is this the freaking waiting pool thing from Lord of the Rings to show you things that are things that
well, that's
might
fantasy
be?
Though. That makes sense.
This is so. Where's Galadriel? She pours the water in the bowl. Things that may soon pass. You know, like what?
I know, right?
And what's her face is there? The sister of the dude. Again, people give us guff about the names, but I really don't give a flying crap about.
I'm sorry, I'm never gonna learn the names. I don't care.
So that lady's there. So this happened when she was younger, and she almost seems like a normal person here. Oh, because I guess that redheaded lady was her aunt.
But they touched it, but nothing happened to them. It's so weird. Like, they were okay.
Like, they just went kind of crazy.
A little bit. Everyone else went insane.
Yeah, like they killed themselves.
Yeah.
So she's trying to like console her auntie. I'm like, oh wow, she sounds like a normal person. Then we go to modern times. But they don't give us that.
I didn't know it was modern times. Like, this is right after.
So this poor lady, this redheaded Romulan lady, first had this mental mind rape of a future thing put in her head. Then she got assimilated. This lady can't catch a break.
No, and then Crimson came with an idea. Maybe it was planted, but nope, none of that.
So again, in the comments, I'm not gonna watch this series again or any of the episodes ever again. But from what I understand, when the Borg assimilated that ship, that Tal Shiar ship that had this lady on there, when they tried to simulate her, it made the Borg go like kind of crazy, and that's why they cut that cube off, because her thoughts and memories were like.
Oh yeah, because they were afraid of that thing.
Yeah, like whatever that thing is. Is that what happened?
But I'm assuming if that happened, we're not sure of that. But the Borg would want to simulate it. They go, oh, this could tell us the future. Or we're going to want this.
Or wouldn't they have like isolated that cube and then like still, probed it and tried to?
They would want to know. This is the Borg.
The Borg want to know everything.
They want everything. That's stupid.
So whatever this Reaper-like enemy is, even makes the Borg afraid.
No.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
So even more powerful. I know, it's stupid.
They haven't even seen my final form yet.
I know, right?
So she's talking to her aunt, and she almost seems normal. She's not trying to be weird, sexy. She's not trying to be, this evil lady.
I wish she was more like this.
Because she's like, they picked the wrong ship because they couldn't handle you. Like, kind of, talking her up, and she feels bad that she's like in this coma.
Yeah. And
everything, but, but then she goes back to being a bad guy.
Mean the bad guy.
They find out where what's his name? Elnor. My God, Elnor.
Yes, we got it.
They find Elnor is hiding out where the guy's Hugh's quarters were. So they're gonna go get him. Like, oh, he's screwed. Again, in the comments, please enlighten me. Why didn't they go in there and just shoot his ass?
I know.
They go to fight him fisticuffs.
Why don't they say, oh, I'm glad that Hugh told me that they can't use discharged weapons in his room because he wasn't, she know if he could trust him or not. Give me something.
Yeah, like
some kind of shield or some kind of...
So you have to go and get him physically.
Yeah. No, see, Star Trek used to explain things. Explain how things work.
Couldn't they just transport him somewhere?
Yeah, that too.
What? Again, in the comments, please. There's people that say this series is good. Explain to me why they can't just do that.
This is terrible.
Why are they gonna... I'm gonna punch him. And he has like a ninja sword and he's sliced. And the thing is, it's so dark, you can't even see what's going on.
Not only that, this lady knows who he is.
Yeah.
He knows he's a powerful fighter. Why would you want him to go hand to hand? There's no contest. This is, for honor. These are Romulans. They don't care about that. This ain't Klingons. They just kill him.
They just shoot his ass.
Yeah.
First, like, maybe they try to capture him alive for some reason. No, they literally just want to kill him.
That's stupid.
So, 7 of 9 shows up because remember he hit that little badge to bring in the Rangers.
And so she starts killing
But you thought that... I thought a whole bunch of Rangers were going to show up.
Yeah.
How are people transporting onto this Borg cube with no one stopping them? You can't
at least in 7 things since she was aboard, maybe she knows how to get around. But they never say that, but I'm assuming that. But that explains how he got in the
Why couldn't there be a
place.
scene with that lady going, "Oh, the Rangers are coming. Oh, they can't get on our ship." And then 7 and 9 has like a, like, what do you mean? Why is it giving this ship, clearance? Because she's like hacking it.
But that would take thought to do that. That would take a little Star Trek.
That's like a 2-minute scene.
But they can't.
So
they're gonna fill it with stupid stuff in this episode.
So she goes in and blasts the hell out of everyone, and then she asks where Hugh is. Then he kind of gives her like a big old hug, and because he's sad because Hugh died. There was an article by the I think the showrunner. It wasn't what's his face, but it was someone who writes for the show. And they're talking about the sexuality of the Romulans. Then they start talking about Elnor. Oh, he can't wait to explore his sexuality.
Well, I never saw any of this.
And again, fans of the show who like to say I'm an idiot. Explain to me at any moment, did you think that, he's ready to go? No. Not for one moment. This is too serious going on right now.
But he's acting like you should act. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's the person who created the show, so apparently...
It's like maybe this is side fanfic or something, like, I don't know.
Then Soji, I was calling her Soja. I don't know, because I don't care. Yeah. Soji shows up on the ship with Picard. Remember, they got off that planet, and right away, Reyes looks at her, and he's like he's in frozen, like
dude, hello.
Yeah, like he's like literally like, remember in Saving Private Ryan, like one of the bombs are going up and he couldn't. It was like that.
I was like a back on plume, like a plume. What's going on?
So he's like a deer in the headlights, and of course, Soja's looking at him like, Soji's looking at him like, what's this guy's problem? Yeah. But he kind of just like walks off. Then this all feels like we missed something.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Because then, Picard's like, okay, we'll get you to it. We're going to protect you. Here comes Raffi the bitch. I'm going to come in and be the big bitch. I'm the bitch to everybody.
Her emotion things so scatterbrained.
She was so good last episode, like when she was talking with her son and everything.
Yeah.
And then she kind of was being kind of like motherly towards Angie. Yeah. And then it was nice. Now she's back into full-blown...
What's it with the emotional swings with this character?
Because Picard doesn't know what happened with how the doctor lady, she freaking tried to kill herself, or at least neutralize those isotopes or whatever. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you're gonna bring another spy on her. And Picard's like, what? Why is she talking like this?
Yes, it's so weird.
Captain Picard. And so Angie had isotopes that were tracking her, so Starfleet and the Romulans were tracking us the whole time. She was a double agent.
What gets me mad is...
Oh, you were wrong. I can't believe he did this. Like, he freaking knew, like he did it on purpose.
Not only that, Raffi, you were a Starfleet officer. You wouldn't be talking like that.
Oh,
even
no, she's bad.
And you wouldn't talk like that.
So she's just like more doing like an I gotcha, like haha, I got you, Picard.
And then she goes off and she starts getting mad at Soji. But what's she have to do with the other lady?
Or maybe she's another secret plan. Yes, they hit her on a board cube that we snuck into, and they knew that we were going to go get her.
Raffi,
you're an idiot.
That's beyond stupid.
And saying that maybe she, since she's a synthetic, she might turn on us. That's one thing, but to say she's like another spy.
Yeah. And remember, like in before when Reyes, this is so ridiculous, was thinking that maybe that was Raffi's spy. Is we just gonna continue with that, or is that just dead now?
That's dead.
I know, it's so weird. Like that went nowhere. What was the whole point of that?
So then she's like, and I think she killed Bruce Maddox. I'm like, okay. So they talked to the EMH, and he's like, yeah, when he was here, his injuries, he could have survived. Then she turned me off and turned off his machine to like keep him alive. Why did the EMH report this?
From the very second.
It's been what, at least 12, 13 hours a day or so.
Yeah, and I'm like, can you imagine that happened with the EMH and Voyager? No, right away he would know what was going on.
Captain Janeway, one of her people shut off me and then killed one of her patients.
You can tell he
So
died.
this EMH is going to just keep it to himself?
Yeah, exactly. And he even said life support was turned off. He would know this.
Would there be some type of alarm?
Something.
Captain Reyes, that chick you're pegging, she killed Maddox.
I know.
So he wasn't going to ever bring it up.
No. That's what it feels like, because why did he not say anything then?
Why can he say, there's some logs missing from my memory. She must have went and erased them.
The person who's writing this is treating the EMH like they're tools. They're not. Yeah. They can think they have programs to make them think for themselves. They're not stupid.
Yeah, he's not a pair of, a defibrillator paddles that, it doesn't know what it's doing.
No.
It literally knows what it's doing.
Yes.
So that whole plot hole, it's a gaping wormhole of a plot hole.
Because it's stupid. It's beyond ridiculous.
So, what's her face? She's in a self-induced coma. And then Picard's still kind of like, he's like, well, what if she didn't know she was being tracked? Which is possible. But at the same time, Starfleet doing all this stuff is ridiculous.
No, they would never act like this.
So we get this whole thing with Raffi, and, she doesn't really trust anyone. So she's trying to figure out why was Reyes acting like crazy on the thing. Mm-hmm. This whole thing with her, Picard. So Picard goes and tells Starfleet Command everything that went down. So Picard's kind of like I told you I was right. And I can't believe this. Because Picard's like, I want a battalion. You send me some ships, you send me some freaking officers, give me, I want...
this could be cool, yeah.
And then Picard's like telling his part, and then she literally tells him to shut the F up.
This is Captain Picard. This is Admiral Picard.
I know tensions are high, but she straight tells him to shut the F up.
This is Admiral Picard you're telling this to.
And quite frankly, Admiral Picard, well, I'm going to send you those things, whatever, and also shut the up.
Ridiculous. He said, no, Admiral, I know you're excited because you were right, but that doesn't mean you have to rub it in. I'm going to go bring in those ships like you want, and we're going to meet up at D Space 12.
Yeah.
Kind of just did that. That's all you had to do. Not to say, F him. I mean, what?
F you. F you. F
I've done
you.
that twice now.
Yeah, there's some more. There's another F bomb.
Oh, there's a lot of cussing in this episode. It's ridiculous. Very not Star Trek.
Then we get this really weird side plot. It's sort of interesting, but in the big scheme of what's going on,
you could have shortened this to 2 minutes. this goes on for like 15 minutes.
So Raffi's trying to figure out what's going on with Reyes. Yeah. So she's talking to all the EMHs. So one of them's working the comms and navigation.
But it's so weird. It's the EMH. It's also the medical doctor. Wouldn't he just have a different EMH doing that?
Yeah, because wasn't the one that spoke Spanish? But was that tactical then?
I don't know. It might have been tactical.
Because you see him, he's the one who has his legs kicked up and everything, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
So she's trying to talk to him about what went on, why did he act like that. Then they start talking about these 8 sons that are like in a quadra thingy. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. It's so wacky and weird and like, could this happen naturally? And he's like, it could, but he's like, not really, because the way that it's set up perfectly. So some alien race dragged 8 sons.
But I'm glad we're not sure if it was the alien race at the time. I said it couldn't be the Romulans. That's so advanced. Moving suns, and how did their planet go supernova? Their sun did. They could do that, so it could be the Romulans. So but we didn't know who did it at this time.
They're trying to figure that out, and they're also trying to figure out what's up with Reyes. So she's talking to this EMH and blah blah blah, and it goes on and on and on. And then she's starting to put some pieces together. Mm-hmm. And then because they start thinking about, well, maybe something that happened on his former ship, which is it's a weird name. I don't remember it. The L's just it's a really strange sounding ship name. Then she's like, you're so... she gives him like a kiss on the forehead. He's like...
We're using that as our thumbnail.
That's our thumbnail. That's the ass on his face.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Some strung out freaking ex-officers give me a kiss. I'm so nice.
Does the fact that she's real, maybe? I don't know. It makes it okay to him. I don't know.
In my version of the story, things went much further. So we get back to the cube, and actually the cube... what?
For once...
It seems way more cooler, but then the payoff isn't as cool.
No.
So... Seven's there with and they're walking through there and everything like, what are we gonna do? So they get to that same area where the Borg Queen was, and then Seven's like setting things up. We're gonna take this cube away from them. So we're thinking, is she gonna connect to the network? And that's kind of dangerous, don't you think? Yeah. Because yes, what's happening right now is bad, but the Borg are pretty bad too.
But the thing is, I want to understand, how would she still know how to do this? Wouldn't she be behind the times though?
This is what I would have done. Like the whole thing with her ship getting clearance, but then she's like in this room and she's doing all the hologram stuff, and Eleanor would be like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" She's like, "I don't know what I'm doing." Like her body's just working on its own.
So maybe it was a natural, because then that makes sense, because she'd be so far behind the technology now. She hasn't been aboard for 20 years at this point.
So I would have done that, but she knows how to set up all this thing, and she's basically gonna he's like, wake up all the Borg, goes, but they're gonna be useless without a collective mind. Then they're like, why don't you just do it? But she's like, I'm afraid I'm not gonna not want to.
They're gonna want to. Right now they're looking to cut loose. They're just gonna go, and they're just gonna. You have to do it. They could die. You have to. And they have this debate, and you're like, what's the debate, Seven? Come on.
So the other lady, the sister lady's like, well, we got to get rid of all these the XBs. We got to get rid of all the Borg on the ship. So like, we're going to just jettison them into outer space. Yeah. Which I think is a good idea, because just in case something would have happened during this research, they can hit a button and just shoot them all out.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to end up doing. And it's like, the guy who came up with that idea is like, ooh, I like the way you think. Why is she going to talk like that?
Why can't you act like you did early in the episode? Act like that.
So first thing Seven does is start the regeneration of the ship. And it's done with a bunch of like bug-looking nanomachines.
They never did
Do you remember Wreck-It Ralph? Remember those green bugs? Yes. They look exactly like that.
Well, I'm tired of them using other things.
It looks just like it.
Never did that.
And they're not like mechanical. They literally look like bugs. Like they have bug wings and everything.
Remember how cool it was, like even Next Generation, when it would just regenerate and just come back? That's what it did. We never had nanomachines. Never bug nanomachines.
Yeah. It should just be like.
Yeah, it just comes back. That's what it does.
So we get to breakfast time with Soji and Picard. This isn't a bad scene, but it's disjointed. It's so disjointed.
And then Picard asks, "Do you like eggs?" He goes, "Does that matter?" She likes eggs. I mean,
but he's trying to be personable.
I know.
Because what do you talk about at a time like this?
Yeah.
I understand why they're doing it. Doesn't make it any more interesting.
No.
But she's like, I don't know. I don't know what anything. When I think about eggs, is it my thoughts or is it my program? She's having this existential crisis.
Yeah.
Then Picard's talking to her, but it does matter. You know, if you do have a past, a present, and you have a future that's not written yet. Very Picard-esque. I like it. Then, your past is Data's past. That's you. That's where you came from. Mm-hmm. Then she's like, well, tell me about him. I'm like, I love Data. And I love Data. I love him. I say it every time they bring him up. He's my favorite, one of my most favorite sci-fi characters of all time. I love him. So when he's talking about Data, about how he was brave and curious, and just in my mind, I'm remembering episodes and moments, and I love that. But it doesn't mean anything to the story. No. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't mean anything in the narrative.
And the thing about it is, you keep on pulling on those heartstrings. Eventually, it has the diminished returns. And it's starting to get diminished a little bit for me. It just is personally.
And then she's like, well, did he love you? And he's like, well, I guess in his way that he could. Yeah. But I guess that makes it goes, then I guess me and him had something in common, because it's hard for me to express the way that I feel. I'm like, Grandpa's sad that Grandpa can't love. And then she says, I thought this whole scene, it's beautiful, but again, like I said, it doesn't really much to the narrative. How did he think of you? And he's like, how do I know? Like, how could I know that?
Yeah.
Well, just pretend if you would have died and he would have survived you, how would he explain you to other people? Like, how would you have wanted it to be? I'm like, that's so beautiful.
And then she wants to kind of like have him with his memories and all that. And remember the thing is, they said that one little piece of technology, that neuron that could get all that information data. Why does she use it? Like
from Data's Projectronic net?
Yeah, just take it and then she'll have all his memories again. Well, can that be done? She's an android. Why would that be easy?
Did she have the Christmas tree lights in her head? Like freaking...
Oh, no, it's just so cool. I love that.
Like that little panel comes up and it has all that circuitry. But then he's like,
hair goes up.
I would hope that he would have say that I was a good captain, and then I helped him when he struggled, and then when he was right and determined, I got out of his way. And like, it's like a grandpa talking about how like a grandson who died. Yeah. And it still haunts him. This is all great, and I love it, but it really doesn't mean anything to the narrative.
Like I said, pretty soon they say, "Oh, look at this! Look at this shining object." No, but it's not fitting though.
We get back to investigator freaking Raffi. Raffi, yeah. So she's talking to Clint from Jaws. Oh yeah, Malati. It's like, why? It's the crappy accents.
And the fact he's engineer, I'm thinking to myself, it's supposed to be like a stupid homage to Scotty. It's not good.
But he has like the fisherman's beanie on and everything. So she's trying to talk to him, and I can't understand what he's saying.
It's really thick Scottish
his accent, and it's a bad one.
And we didn't want to put on subtitles. I didn't care.
I didn't care anymore, because she starts talking about Hawkeye. Where's Captain Rice? Have you talked to him? Oh, he's all locked up in his humans.
And then there this whole time, just talk to him. Why are you talking to all his holograms?
Because she's Detective Raffi. She's trying to piece together the puzzle.
Yeah, Detective Raffi just needs a little Sherlock Holmes hat like Pikachu.
She should have had the magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, yeah.
So she realizes each of these EMHs all have a part of like Reyes' memories a little bit, because he's like, oh, that girl, oh, I remember her. She was like, what was her name, Juna or something like that? She's like, don't you mean what's her name? Soji. Yeah. She's like, no, I mean this girl. And then he's like, they're like all scanning their memories, but it's all disjointed. So each of these ones have a part of the puzzle. So that's basically what she figures out. What I just explained to you just took like 25 minutes.
Yeah, why they could have this done in 2 minutes. That's ridiculous.
So she goes to her quarters, and I thought this was funny. She tries to make some wine, and it won't let her. And then the hospitality EMH shows up, and he's like, you disabled all that because you didn't want to drink. And then she's kind of irritated with herself that she disabled her own drinking stuff. Because
she knows in herself I need to be sober. I got to be focused.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then she starts talking to this EMH, and then he has some parts of the puzzle, but they all can't quite remember it.
Like their eyes start going when they start to access information. They're like, oh, okay, they can't.
So
that's something an android would do, though, not an EMH.
And then this hospitality EMH doesn't know personal space. Like it keeps getting in Raffi's face, and she keeps backing up, but he keeps getting closer. And then like it literally like she falls down. That's how close he's getting.
Now the problem is, the fact he's hospitality, he wouldn't be like that. He'd be the opposite of that.
It's so weird. What a weird thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Except
sense.
for my hair is more nicer than his. Okay, and we finally get to real Reyes, and he's in his room, and he's all drunk, and he's
listening to like an old record player, like old school.
Yeah, we're talking vinyl record, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's going through some of his old stuff. You see his Starfleet uniform, you see the badge, and it's like the Next Generation looking badge. I'm like, oh God, why can't I just get that again?
I know. Right?
And he pulls out a picture of him and his captain. And it's like, okay, so something went down on this ship that had to do with someone who looked like Soji or is or not.
Something we
don't know.
Point, yeah.
So he's all looking through his like old cigar box, but because it has all his like his little like pictures and everything. And this guy looks like a pretty decent captain. And okay, we get back to the Borg cube, and then that's when Seven's like, I don't want to connect because if I do, I could literally become the Borg again, and I'm taking away all their free will. And I kind of like how Elren, whatever. God, I can't remember his name. He's like, whatever. We can free them afterwards. We have to solve this problem now. Because if you don't activate these Borg, they're going to just come in here and kill us all.
I mean, at the same point, I know I'm kind of mad at Seven for doing it sooner, but at the same time, she knows it's very enticing. You get all those minds in you.
And all that power and all that control.
Yeah.
Elnor. Fucking Elnor. So you could see she's starting to like, she's seeing that the things are being put back together, but, she's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Get on it, Seven. Make it happen.
I know.
Then we get to the, air quotes, the funny part.
Oh, this part's so bad.
So she brought all the EMHs together into the room, and she's going to have a sit-down talk with them. They're in Picard's simulation.
Here's the thing. In simulation, can't they make other simulations there?
They didn't want to pay the money.
I know. It's ridiculous.
So they're all on the couch and all being weirdos, and she's like, all of you are a part of Reyes. I guess when Reyes got this ship, you get the program EMH. He scanned himself, and they made all the holograms based off of himself. But why would you do that?
Well, here's the thing that's so funny about that. And it's like a similar when you get a video game and you have the default character and you didn't customize it.
He's made it look like him.
But eventually you're going to go back and make him look different, wouldn't you? I mean, why would you want to look at yourself? Like, it's so weird.
I would have made them all sexy ladies. No. So you made them all different versions of himself, which is super weird. Yeah. So she's trying to get this information about what happened out of all these guys. And this goes on and on and on.
And like, why can't you just go access to memories? Why are we going through this?
Okay, so one of you knows that some of them remember this girl, some of them don't. Yeah. But some of them remember things that happened with the captain. Because I guess the captain killed himself, his former captain on the whatever ship, I don't remember its name. So, like, that's very odd for a Starfleet captain to kill themselves.
Yeah.
So she's trying to figure out what happened there. It had something to do with the girl that looked like Soji and
some other guy,
Yeah, and then, like, so what happened with this? It's blah, 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 blah. It goes on forever.
Yeah.
Get to Captain Picard, and he's talking to Angie's list here, talking to Angie, and he's like, when we get to, we're going to Deep Space 12, and when we get there, you're turning yourself in for the murder of Bruce Maddox. Yeah. And he's like, why in the F did you do, like, you can see he's almost super frustrated, like, why did you do this? Yeah. Then she's doing the whole crying thing, if you would have seen what I seen, blah, 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 and it was the hellscape of things, and then we have to stop the synthetics, and she explains how that Commandant lady did a mind meld, but she didn't know what a mind meld was. She just says, oh, she touched my head and put things in my brain.
Here's the thing. By now, that'd be common that everyone would know. Like, back in Archer's time, they didn't know because Vulcans wanted to hide it because they thought it was a perversion. They didn't like doing mind melds. But at this time, it's common knowledge.
Why didn't Picard go, she performed a mind meld on you? Yes, that's what it's called. And
tell her so, because she's confused about it. She obviously doesn't know.
So, according to New Trek, Discovery, you can mind meld across galaxies. Now you can mind meld to block memories. Because there's a thing in my mind that won't allow me to talk about it. Like, she's trying to explain what went down, but she can't, like, say everything because there's literally a mental block in her brain preventing her from doing it.
I mean, at this point, Picard is like saying, if we can get to prove that person had this opportunity to be arrested, that's a crime. You can't block. You can put, like, your conscience, like I said before, into someone's mind or part of it. That can make you can put even false memories in someone's mind, but you can't
full on block. So now they just keep rewriting the canon about this, and why if something of the mind, it's the plot hole fill things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it doesn't happen.
That doesn't explain it. And it's fun. And this is happening. It's funny because Stewart's played Xavier like I'm Xavier. I can help you.
I know, right? My child, come to me. Like, why did he just do that? Like, literally, it's a very X-Men-ish. Like, that's something Xavier did to Jean to block her memories for the Phoenix.
If you even look at the shot where you see his face and see her on the bio bed, that could be from X-Men. She could be like, I don't know, Dazzler or something.
Dazzler's not so pretty cousin.
Yeah.
Then she's like, you would have seen the Destroyer. And then Soji walks in and it has a name.
Yeah.
It's some weird, crazy name. That's me. Dun, dun, dun. So now she finally got to meet Soji. But we get back to Reyes being drunk and stupid. And We forgot to mention that Raffi tried to talk to him in that other scene.
Yeah.
But he told her to go piss off. Pissing off, and she just walked away.
I know.
But now she came back and she just walks in, which she should have done in the first place. And she sits down with him and she's like...
And the funny thing is, she didn't know what a record player was. Is that a Walkman? That was kind of funny. She wouldn't know. That's what made it funny.
Almost, kid.
You're only off about 60 years.
So he doesn't even correct her. He just kind of smiles. And then she's like, Commander, or Captain, whatever the captain's name was. So basically trying to think of what happened. And then he's like, yeah, he was a great man. I kind of saw him as a father. I called him Pops in my mind, and even a couple of times it almost slipped out.
So was he number one? Was he his first officer?
Might have been.
I'm
assuming he might have been a first officer. But we see a picture of them, and it looks like I want to know what happened on this ship, because it's a super classified ship. Yeah. So this whole ship's, again, when we get to it, I'll talk about it. But she's sitting down with him and talking to him about what happens. Like, yeah, he was a great man until he became a murderer. And she's like, whoa, who did he murder? He's like, we were on a secret mission and we got a signal from an unknown ship, so it's first contact. We beamed them aboard. Everything's fine. One name was Flower, the other one was named Jonah or something like that.
And it was like, were they supposed to be ambassadors or something? I don't know, something like that. That's what they were told.
It was first contact.
Yeah.
So then he goes, we sat there, we had food, we talked. It seemed like this is literally the most perfect first contact ever. Then he goes, we got a message, and then Captain went in there and shot them both with a phaser and killed them.
Like, oh, wow.
And I guess apparently Starfleet gave them the order, and if they didn't follow the order, they were going to destroy the ship. What, were they going to send another ship after it?
Why can't they say it was Section 31 who did this? Then that would explain everything.
So the captain, to save his crew, murdered these two people, then killed himself.
Yeah, right in front of the other guy. He couldn't even do it like in his quarters by himself. Like, I didn't want to see that. He probably blew off his face. He didn't want to see that.
Well, if it's a phaser, I don't know.
But it would still be traumatic.
But according to, the way that this show is, I'm glad they didn't show it.
Oh my God, I know, right?
So he did. So that's what went down. And it was this girl who looked just like Soji.
Yep.
So we keep bouncing back and forth between this and...
It's very muddled, like we said.
So we get... Angie's talking with Soji. And I'm thinking to myself, Picard, you're going to just let them
He
talk?
just left him?
Yeah, he literally went into another room. It doesn't show that, but when they walk out, he's not in the room.
Well, she'd have picked his head in.
But the thing is, I guess she's so strong that there's no way she could ever hurt her. Like, she's so fast and everything. Like, if she had any type of weapon, she's terrible.
But then, or it could have been maybe she could have hurt her, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Or
she had a bomb in her or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. It's stupid. So she starts asking all the questions that she wanted to ask. Do you sleep? Do you eat? Do you get sad? What do you do? Like, she's like into her. Like, wow, this is a synthetic life form. So now she's happy to meet her.
I know. She was literally calling into the destroyer about it. She said destroyer. Now she's happy to meet her.
Not 10 seconds ago.
I know.
So she's like asking her all this, like, kind of like I want to say like a kid who just discovered something new.
Yeah, that's why I thought she would act like the first time. Instead of acting like a psycho.
Get back to Reyes and Raffi, and they're talking more about that captain. He's like, but that girl, it's her. Like, I guess someone sketched a picture, and it's her. Like, you look at it, it's freaking her.
So I'm assuming what if there's a whole planet of these?
Yeah, and they all look like her.
I'm
but
assuming.
why not just make them look different too?
Yeah.
But again, this is the whole back and forth. So we back between her and Angie, and then we get back to Captain Reyes, back to Angie, and this is basically that whole everything we just said is everything.
And then another thing, remember I said, why don't she just go to the program? Well, she does that a little later, but it was earlier in the episode, and they said all those that was classified. That's why you couldn't get the information. Why don't you
that's what I'm saying. Everything
she
about
could have just did that from the beginning. Why do it the way they did it?
Yeah, it's like I said that everything about Reyes' old captain and ship was 1,000% off the books.
Yeah.
So when they killed that, was it their job of this ship to go kill synthetic life?
I don't know.
Was that why they were classified? Was that their job?
Then, here's the thing. Then why have the pretense of having them come on the ship and act like they're an ambassador? Why don't you just destroy them?
Maybe to confirm that they're synths.
But even still, the captain wouldn't let anyone know about that. If it was... That's why it was in Section 31 and it makes so much more sense. This isn't Section 31. They wouldn't do this.
But then, then we get to the part to where, like, well, okay, this is coming to a head because Soji's like, you're trying to kill me. He's like, I'm never going to give you that chance. Like, you can try, but I'm going to... Like, she basically saying, you try to kill me, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
But then freaking Angie, he's like, oh, I would never do that. Now that I know you, I will never try to hurt you.
Maybe that's why she didn't want to meet her, because then once she did, she would, like, be like, oh, this is amazing. And she's like, man, it's like, this is incredible,
Get back to the cube, and what's-her-face is just killing all the XBs. And I guess she took another
Romulan's
gun, and then it like shorted out. I guess she shot it too many times. It overheated.
But I don't think they would overheat guns.
But wouldn't it not let it break? Like it wouldn't.
What would happen is it would just stop firing because you ran out of energy.
Yeah, like
it literally be like
it literally like goes like it broke.
Like it's a video game thing instead of being a.
And then she walks out. After she kills all the XBs, the reclaimed Borg. She's like, I broke again. It's so stupid.
That's not funny. It's what you just killed a bunch of people. That's not funny.
But like we said from the beginning, Seven basically makes the decision to basically hook up.
Yeah.
And become one with the Borg, and it does like the Borg Queen, like all things go in her spine, and her eyes go black and everything. Like, oh.
The thing about it is, I wish it wasn't a hologram back with the spinal cord, but it was so cool to have those tubes going. Like, that's cool.
I love that.
And her eyes turn black, just like she would look. She like the Borg Queen.
And then it has that voice, "We are Borg." I'm like, oh, that's cool. I love it. Cool. Then like you start seeing all the Borgs activate. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but
they hit the button and then you jettison all the Borgs out in outer space.
Well, you know what pissed me off? Wouldn't it suck if it would have took time to do that? And if Senna just would have did it in the beginning, it could have stopped them. But
so she's like, no, like basically seeing all her children die, and we see them all get floated out into space, and I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. I actually feel bad for Borg dying. Isn't that crazy?
No, I have to say, I just wanted her to get her comeuppance from the Borg. That's what I wanted. She deserved it.
Get back to Reyes' ship, and we see Soji and Angie walk out, and then like, oh, so they let them talk alone. I thought that was kind of dangerous, but whatever. So they're sitting down there, and then she's like, okay, I'm done murdering people. I'm glad you're done murdering people.
I like what Picard told us when he first found out. We first said, he said, you're going to jail. I'm telling the authorities.
And then she says that too.
Yeah.
She goes, when we get to the space station, I'll turn myself in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Then they have like a straight up picnic table from a park. Like it has like that plastic, like the four.
Would it actually been funny if they just would have made a holodeck and made it like a picnic thing? That should have been.
Yeah, like they went outside to talk.
Yeah, I know. Like it looks like outdoors somewhere in a park.
So we have this whole conversation with her about everything that went down, and I thought this was interesting because Reyes stands up, and then Raffi's like, "Are we going to tell him that you know her and all this?" And he's like, he gets up and makes a
peppermint ice cream with fries,
and like French fries, and he puts them down. He's like, "You love this, don't you?" She's like, "How did you know that?"
Yeah.
He goes, because of, and he says the girl's name, and she says it before him. She's like, how do I know that? He's like, because I met you before.
Yeah.
Or someone who looked exactly like you, and it was a synthetic life form. So I guess they have a connected memory.
So we're kind of like the Borg, kind of. No
I'm
way?
thinking,
or it's all pre-programmed.
Here's my idea. Every so often, Maddox would make two synthetics like her to go out into space and become like emissaries. So maybe that time they try to do it more directly. They got killed. Okay, what if I send her into Starfleet and she works her way up, and then they can learn to love her, and then once she tells her who she is, then they can.
So you're trying to do the Matrix things with an open hand.
See, that's my guess.
Yeah.
So,
but again, every time we guess, it never goes that way.
It's never that way.
Yeah.
So they have that whole conversation about that, and then they start talking about the those 8 suns were put in this area, and there's a planet in the middle, and that's Maddox's planet where he made all these synthetics. So it's a planet synthetics.
But I'm going to say right now, to be honest with you, man, if you were in a planet with 8 suns, you'd have to be an android because anything else would be too hot. You would just melt. You'd just melt. It'd be like, what, 5,000 degrees? I mean, jeez.
It just shows Luke Skywalker. I thought 2 was bad.
Yeah.
So that's where Maddox has been hiding, where he was hiding out, and that's where all the synthetics are being made. So I don't care.
I know. The thing is, it just drags on, and they're talking about it.
So Soji's kind of upset because she's the one who led them there, because she gave up the whole thing.
I thought I was this doctor or whatever, and I wasn't a doctor.
Yeah, I'm whatever. I was programmed, but you are that. You're that and more. You're you're so much more.
But she's letting. But again, she just feels guilty.
The fact is, because Data was more than an android.
Yeah. And in fact, you're the combination of Data because you can eat, you can sleep. Oh, he could sleep too, but that was still he had to get shocked to get that.
Yeah.
She had it naturally. You can do all that. He could never eat food like that.
No, not like that, and process it and everything. You probably have a normal digestive system and everything.
No.
But she's getting all super upset, and she wants to go home, blah, 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 blah. Then she, like, gets up and just goes to the comms and, like, is someone going to stop her? But she hacked the whole computer, like, in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Put up a shield and everything. She's like, I want to go to my home world. I just want to go. Leave me the hell alone. But I guess Reyes had a secret back door.
I actually like this. This was cool.
And he sings, like, some Spanish lullaby.
Lullaby, yeah.
And it shuts the whole thing off.
It's cool that he did that.
The secret back door.
Because he goes, my mom told me that lullaby to, make me go to sleep. So basically shut
makes
everything
the ship
down.
go to sleep.
I love that. That was cool.
And he's like, this is my ship.
Yeah.
And then she's like, basically like, here's the funny thing about this. She could kill everyone on that ship.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but she doesn't want to, though.
Yeah.
But she could.
So if she wanted, but then they kind of come to the conclusion, okay, we're going to go to your planet. Because she's like, I have to go there because all those my brothers and sisters are in danger.
Yeah.
And I did kind of... Picard's like, we tried it my way, we tried it your way, let's do it her way.
But you're literally going to have a Starfleet ship, maybe a few of them. Wouldn't you want them? Unless he can't trust it, but he already told the Admiral. So he doesn't show up.
But he
did.
know. Yeah, I know something's going to be, but again...
Why don't you say, hey, Admiral, why don't you take the ships and meet us here?
I don't know. Maybe he can't trust them. I don't know. But we have to do things her way.
Yeah, her
way.
Her way.
And then somewhere in the eons of time, Michael Burnham's eyes lit up.
And the thing, not only that, her way, she's an android. That's the thing. It's like, I guess she is female, but...
So they're going to land a course, and I guess she has access to the Borg travel networks.
Yeah.
So she knows how to go into
it's only like one, like, what did she say, 9 light years away. When we get to it, we're going to...
Like in 12 hours. We're going to travel. It would take months. We're going to do it in 15 minutes.
Yeah. And here's a thought of scene that was kind of funny. This is my favorite scene of the whole episode. Picard gets in there and they start playing everything. He's trying to doing the panel with all the things. I don't know what I'm doing. That was funny because I think that's actually taking I would say a slap at this show, saying, "Look how different this is from Next Generation." That's how I saw it because he wouldn't know how to use the controls. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing with this.
I do like the fact that Reyes was talking to Soji and he's like, you wanted to take it to the subspace network thing and you didn't set up the shield. You didn't turn on the ionic deflector. You didn't do any of these things. What the hell's your problem? And then she's like, okay, can you help me? I thought that was nice.
Well, because she was so just one direction. She wasn't thinking.
The funny thing is, it probably would have killed everyone on the ship, but not her. But she wasn't thinking about it.
Well, no, it's so funny. Maybe as an android, you wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have to.
So I thought that was kind of nice. It's okay, I'll take you there. And then they go, and they're going to go, they go into the wormhole. It looks pretty cool. Get back to the Borg ship, and What's-Her-Face is walking around the Romulan lady, but I guess a lot of these XBs started getting activated. So they start rushing her. And then she gets a couple of them, but there's 50 of them.
But I think she transports out.
Yeah, she does.
So it's like, dang.
Twice now she's gotten away with that.
I wanted her to die.
Yeah, I know. Tear the freaking bitch's heart out.
Yeah.
And I want to rip out her still beating heart and show it to her before she dies so she can see how freaking black it is.
Yeah.
So she gets like almost zombie. Like, they all just
I liked it though.
So they pin her to the ground. She gets out of there. She gets in a ship and they'll take off. So they're on their way to that planet to go do this big attack on the Maddox's planet.
But I'm like 7. You still have the Borg cube. Just go after me. You have a whole Borg cube you control.
It was super funny because then he's like, are you gonna assimilate me now? He's like, oh no. Then she looked at him like, oh no, is she gonna like just take this cube back to the Borg, to the collective? Then she goes, no. It's funny because she talked about herself in the third person, like, like I am the cutest. And she's like, no, she has more work to do.
Anna has more work to do. She said her name. So I'm glad that she still had a cling to humanity there.
So did they make a reconnection to the Borg? Or no, she said they made a mini collective.
Well, she said mini collective within the thing. She goes, she's going to use a transceiver, but make it localized. Man, imagine the Borg got a hold of that.
So she got released from it. I'm like, whoa, wow.
It's so funny, though. If you think about it, the Borg wouldn't like this planet either because they can't simulate androids. So it would be like they're useless to us.
See, I see that. See this whole thing, but these guys are afraid of whatever's coming.
But they wouldn't be afraid. The Borg would. Okay.
So they're on their way to this planet. It's a pretty cool looking scene because they're going through warp and they're going towards wherever that wormhole is. And we get a little scene with Reyes and Picard where he's like, "Oh, I knew your captain. I know him well, but I knew him in the academy. He was the first officer of a captain that I knew.
Yeah.
And from all that I understand, he was a good, honest, and decent man. Yeah. Why would he kill those two basically emissaries of a new race?" And he's like, he did it to save the rest of us, and Starfleet. He died thinking Starfleet betrayed us, and then Picard's like, Starfleet did betray us.
Oh, then they get ruined. The first part was good.
Yeah.
And he goes, all the things they know, that is Starfleet. You guys have ruined it. You guys, the writers, have ruined Starfleet, not Starfleet.
No, it was those 3 or 4 Romulan interloopers who got into high positions of power that ruined it, not Starfleet.
Yeah, but he's never gonna.
Yeah, but it's Starfleet. It did.
Well, it's like when Trump won the presidency.
Yeah.
That's what he's getting at. America was good until then. Oh, shut up, you idiot. God. But one part he did say at the beginning, I did like, he goes, I remember when I was an ensign on one of the ships.
Yeah, and it was Night Watch.
Night Watch, and I was there, and I go, you know what, I thought I was just all alone here with the stars. Like, that was so cool.
He's like, I never knew how much I missed it till right now.
See, a beautiful scene gets ruined by the end.
Donald Trump?
I know.
I would have loved to see what this series would have been if Trump was never president. Would this series even been made?
Maybe, but they would still have the girl power stuff. It would still have that, but it wouldn't have been.
Wait a minute. We have to do it her way. Christ.
Well, why don't we do it Soji's way? We've done it the other way. Could have said that. No.
We have to trust her because she knows more. And I do like the fact that then, he goes up there and goes like, all that stuff about this, there's a greater enemy out there. What if they're right? then Picard says what I would say. They might have done it wrong, but we're going to do it right. Our future isn't written yet. Just because something bad happened thousands and thousands of years ago doesn't mean it's going to happen again. No. And we have to, this is the morals of who we are. We're not going to extinguish a life just because something that might happen. Yeah. I like that. But they, I don't know. I don't know if this is the part where they actually allude to. Did the Romulans destroy their own son? Yeah, did they? Because again,
this sect of the Romulans, whatever, the Java, whatever they call them.
To cause this whole thing for them to stop the synthetic and then to use the synthetics to attack Mars, to this whole thing to set up to where because they believe in this cause so much, they blew up their own planet.
Well, but like Picard even says, this is the fallacy. The Federation ought to step into it. They didn't have to do what they did. See, that's why it doesn't make any sense. So stupid. It's so dumb.
I don't know. Then they get to the wormhole and they're going to go in there. And my God, she pulls out the compass. It's pointing towards the wormhole.
And the Crimson called that was going to come back. And
she's going to pull that compass out. It's going to do something stupid. And it happened. I didn't think it was going to happen in the very next episode, but there it is.
So you didn't forget.
And then it works because it's pointing north.
Oh, yeah. It's a wormhole. There is no north in outer space.
We did it her way.
Yeah, her way. Well, space is like infinite. There's all directions. There is no direction.
There's no up or down in space. Yeah. So they make their way into the wormhole network thing. Yeah. But what's his face is still following him.
Because what happened to him? He's been following the whole time.
Yeah, so he's been cloaked and following him the whole time. Wow. So that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, with the Galaga ship going into the wormhole.
You should have played the Galaga noise when over you win the bonus run.
Yeah, no.
So that's the end of this thing. Man, 2 or 3 moments of of okay decency, and then, whew.
The problem is there's so few decent and good parts in this series. If you put them all together, would it even make one episode? Probably not.
We're probably not.
Maybe an hour. 30. We're at 40 minutes.
But about 40 minutes of okay content in 8 hours
of crap. That's so bad.
Considering how long these episodes are, they seem to skip little things that could make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
How about, would have been really nice if that Admiral lady started to trust Picard. Okay, she's setting up to send these ships, and then some like Vulcan spy just kills her. And then we get like a whole coup d'etat type situation.
But here's the thing that's so weird. Why couldn't it make... See, this would have made even more sense for their stupid main plot thing. When they did sign up to go to the Federation, why couldn't it have been that instead of she's Starfleet Security, and that other girl, the other Romulan, was like ahead of the rescue mission. So that's why she didn't really want to rescue, because she was in on them destroying the sun. You know what I'm saying? Make it like that. Make it where it's more explanation.
Unless they were just... See, the thing is, it makes you think that they planned the supernova of their sun, because how else would this plan have gone into action without that happening?
But again, they would have to have been the head on the Federation side too, because why would Starfleet do what they did and not go save them? Because of Mars? That doesn't make any sense.
Total Recall, man.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because they had to put oxygen back on Mars. Is that the plot?
Yeah.
It might as well be, because this thing is all over the place.
I knew he's that Quanto guy coming out of his stomach. Wait, he's all...
there's no air on Mars. Whatever. This Mass Effect 3 stealing storyline, F-bombs, EMH is not reporting murders to the captain.
Oh, yeah.
All this crap just literally I don't know what to say. We got, 3 episodes? 2 episodes? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 more, thank God. I don't know how much more I could take of this.
Then we have Discovery.
Oh, God. I know. 10 episodes of that crap. Michael Burnham looking like she's a Vulcan. You're not a Vulcan! Stop acting like it! You're a human!
Whatever. So that's the end of this, and see you next Thursday, but it's going to be sweet.
Oh, yeah. So sweet, yeah.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.